What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video your girl is here to bring you another video in my 3 looks 1 palette video. In today's video I am going to be highlighting, as the title suggests, the Hela and palette, which is a collaboration between Odens Eye Cosmetics and Angeshcka Nyquist. As I showed in my previous video showcasing this palette, the sleeve and the actual packaging the sleeve is black and white and the actual packaging is in color. As of right now, I'm going to keep the sleeve. I don't know how long it's going to happen. The sleeve also has the ingredients on the back, whereas the palette literally has the names of the shades and like the amount of product. You do get a nice size mirror and you get quite a few beautiful variety of shades in the mattes and shimmers and all of that jazz. I did take the time to do 3 looks. Clearly none of them are on my eyes today, but I did take the time to do 3 beautiful looks that I'm really excited to show you guys. One is more of a neutral kind of everyday or work appropriate type look. The other one was kind of more inspiration of the 2 kind of color families that you see here, which are some pinky tones and then some greeny tones. So I kind of brought those 2 together for a really cool look. And then the last one, I really wanted to go deep and sultry with these deep darker tones, especially with this metallic gold type situation. I don't really remember having a shade very reminiscent or similar in a lot of my other palettes, and I really just wanted to play and show the variety of this palette. Like I said before, I have already done a video with this palette. I believe it was last week, so I will have that down below, and I will try actually this time to link down below the brand's website and Angeshcka's socials and all of that as much as I can link late at night, because this is late. But yeah, that's pretty much the intro that I need to provide. Like I said, if you want to see swatches or anything like that, check out that other video where I really dove into swatches and stuff. This one I really just wanted to showcase the palette's performance on my eyes in 3 different looks other than the previous one that I thought would be really cool. So that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoy it, and let's get into look number 1. Hey guys, so I am here to actually refilm look number 1. Long story short, I deleted the footage. So we're here to refilm look number 1, and I actually like how I created it again today, so we're gonna go with it. I'm okay with it. So first, what I'm gonna do is take a really fluffy and large crease brush, and I am going to go into this lime green, poopy-ish green shade, and that is going to go in my inner corner. I did prime today with my concealer, and that will make sense to you if you have been following my Project Pan series, where I finally finished my concealer in my Project Pan, and now I'm gonna aim to conceal with this concealer. So as you can see, I pretty much did half of my crease with that fluffy brush in that kind of greeny shade. Then I'm going to take another fluffy brush and I'm going to go into this really vibrant pink, and that is going to kind of be my secondary crease color and really transition color, because I technically put a crease color in next, but you know, we'll go with it. I really love all of these like fluffy blending brushes. They're kind of some of my favorite brushes to actually splurge and pick up, and yeah, this is one of my favorites from Wayne Goss, so I would highly recommend this brush. And I'm pretty sure I said that in my really old video where I was comparing Wayne Goss and I think Sonia G. So I'm just going back and forth between the brushes, making sure I get the right blend that I want, and I'm pretty confident and pretty happy with that. So we're gonna go with that for now, and you can always re-intensify a certain area if you want. Okay, then next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a lot smaller crease brush from Sonia G. This happens to be the Crease Pro, and I'm gonna go into something in my eye. Wow. I'm gonna go into the really deep sultry green, And this is going to be kind of my true crease color slash deepener outer V shade. It's going to be everything. Let's face it, this shade becomes everything. It kind of overtakes certain aspects of the look, but I really like depth in my looks, and this brought it. Sis brought it, so I'm not mad at it. And because this brush is so small, I can apply quite a bit of product into various areas and blend it out with this same product and blend up, and it doesn't really move up too high, which is exactly what I enjoy. And I am actually coming in pretty far in with that green shade because I really want it to deepen up this whole look. It will ultimately kind of be removed, but you know, we're gonna go with it. Okay, now I'm gonna take, of course, that pink blending brush, and I'm just going through making sure that the blend is what I want. I also do low-key blend out my lower lash line with the pink only, mainly because that's the shade that actually shows up on my complexion. The green, it does show up, but on a lower lash line, I just know it's not going to do anything. So yeah, just going back and forth between those three shades just to make sure everything's looking good. And you can tell a blend is really, really good when in the corner or in the middle, you're starting to get different shades low-key appear, because I'm starting to see actually some blue, some orange, and that's all because these are all low-key primary colors, but they're not. They're like slightly off, but they're low-key primary colors, if that makes sense. Okay, for now I think I am satisfied with that. Then what I did is took my Ecium W21 brush, which honestly I need to give all of my W21 brushes a break. They are on their last legs at this point. And what little of my NYX glitter glue I have left, I am gonna squeeze out some on this brush, and we're going to apply it all over the lid. And on, as I always do, I'm going to take the brush and I'm just going to blend out the glitter glue. Okay. And for me, I found that I just preferred to go in with my finger for as much as I could. So I'm actually going into this beautiful goldy greeny shade, and that's going to be my lid shade. And just to make sure that I hit the edges really nicely and precisely, I am just going to pick up that Ecium brush again. And really, just like I said, make sure to hit those edges. This will also help to blend out the shadow better with the brush. And then, of course, going back with my matte brush. And then lastly, but certainly not least, I am going into this white shade. This is a really, really pretty shade. It pretty much has no base in my opinion, from what I can tell, but it has a really, really strong, what is that? Where did that just come from? I have no idea what that was. Okay. It has a really, really strong like red give off, so it really works beautifully with this look overall. So that's the finished look. I'm really happy with how it came out this time around, this go around. What I'm gonna do is just get up and close and personal, put on my liner, my mascaras, make sure that everything looks the way I want. I'm also going to take the time to put something on my lips, probably something moisturizing. We are in the night and my lips are feeling quite dry after what I had on them today. And yeah, I'll come back so you guys can see the finished look. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. Like I said, this is the first finished look recreated for the second time. Anything that is not special is all Project Pan and will be down below. I did go ahead and reach for my Patrick Ta blush in Do We Know Her. I've been itching low-key to pick up one of his new duos, and I wanted to just see if I actually enjoyed this, and I couldn't find a video on my channel that like pulled up that specifically talked about this, so I really wanted to test her out. And then the only other kind of non-Project Pan item that I have on my face today is actually the lip product. I did put my normal lip liner for my Project Pan, but on top I actually have the shade Slip from the Merit Beauty Signature Lip Lightweight Lipstick range. And this really is what it says. It really is lightweight. It low-key feels like a bomb. Not gonna give a review, just wanted to put those 2 cents out there. And I love the shade. I think this shade works really nicely with my skin tone. Anyways, that's it. Let's get into look number 2. Alrighty guys, so I'm gonna try and do this as quickly as humanly possible because I am running behind on preparing to go to work. So I am going to be wearing this look to work, and I know I do have some mascara on my lid. I will fix that in a second. So I've already primed my eye with my concealer, already set under my eyebrow. Now it's time to do my eye look, and I'm going to go into the more tanned based green in this palette, which is Wolf. So my whole goal in the look today was just to actually try and get as much of a neutral look as I possibly can. I prefer to wear more neutral based looks to work when at all possible. And I figured for those who are not as comfortable with color but still were intrigued or wanted to potentially pick this up, I figured trying to see if there was a potential to do a more neutral or kind of basic Betty eyeshadow look would be kind of cool. So I fluffed that in my crease, and I will be going back with that brush later on. Then I'm going into Decay, which is more of the only kind of brown based green that we have in this palette. And I am using that as my kind of real crease color to add depth and dimension to this look. I also switched my brush to a smaller Sonia G brush. My original brush was an Eddie Funkhauser, I think, a large crease brush. Okay, and to just kind of continue to keep this neutral, I realized, or as neutral as possible, I realized there were no kind of work appropriate shimmer shades, so I went right back in with that same kind of camely brown that I put in my crease, and I am making this pretty much almost an all matte look. I find that these types of looks, you know, people can tell you're wearing makeup, but it's not as big of a deal. You don't get as many comments, etc., etc. And for me, and where I work and what I do, I prefer not to get any comments from non-friends. The people who are my friends and co-workers, I don't mind, but otherwise I don't want your opinion. And so this is kind of the only way that I found that I can get the lack of comments. So I work with it. And then I'm taking actually a fluffy crease brush. This is a Morphe M507, and I'm gonna go into the brighter of kind of the 3 green shimmers and just fluff this in my inner corner. I've been using these kind of fluffier brushes for my inner corner because I find it actually helps to really blend it in and melted in, whereas before it just was like super stagnant and localized. So that's pretty much the look. The only thing I'm gonna do is put on a black liner, my 2 mascaras. I do need to finish up, figure out what I'm gonna put on my lips. I'm probably just gonna put my lip liner and just throw on a chapstick or the product that I have in my work bag on top, because the product's going to come off with my mask. But this is pretty much it. I'm gonna do all those final touches and then I will come back to show you guys the finished look. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. So like I said, this is the finished look. I'm really liking how kind of basic and neutral and laid back this is, especially for work. This is just what I like to wear to work, just because of situations. So anyways, this is it. This is how I'm gonna go to work today. I can't wait to see the longevity and the consistency of this makeup. I will definitely let you guys know as I do like small mini roundups or reviews at the end of these multi-look videos. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this look, let's get into look number 3. Okay guys, so I am halfway put together, but not really. I just threw on a really quick base. I'm actually going to be taking this off right after. I don't want to go to work with makeup on again today, but I wanted to make sure to get this tutorial done in somewhat natural lighting so you guys can see what's going on. So what I'm going to be doing is taking a fluffy blending brush and I'm going to go into that dark maroon purple shade. I did conceal once again today with my concealer, and I don't know, I just felt like going really dark. Yesterday was really nice and neutral and basic, which I really did appreciate when it came to wearing makeup to work. It lasted really well. I was really happy about that. And then the first day was kind of nice and creative. I combined 2 colors, and today I just wanted to see how dark this palette could really go. So we're gonna see how it goes. I clearly brought way too much purple up. We're gonna work on that, but we're gonna take it one step at a time. Oh my gosh, is this because I like decided I was gonna try and rush through this, that all of this is becoming a nightmare? Is that why? Is that why? Good gracious. While I'm fixing things, I'm also going to just fix my blend. I brought that purple way too high, and I'm just going to use the shade that I used to set my under eye or underbrow and just kind of blend a little bit because it went way too high. Okay, looks like I'm stuck with that, but it's okay. I'll just bring this one up a little bit more. Okay, so next what I'm gonna do is actually just intensify that, but around the edges. So I'm just gonna take a smaller blending brush, the exact same shade, and just pack her on the outer V. And of course blend. And kind of pretend to create dimension in that crease. I really just want to make sure that the shade is nice and impactful in this part. And then I'm going to take the exact same shade and go under my lower lash line. And like I said, I already had this there, so yeah. It's just nice and blended with that one shade. Do take the time to make sure to bring this purple kind of along your lid because we will be using that. Then, like I said, I decided to give my W21 brushes from ECM a break, and so I just picked up a flat brush from a BH Cosmetics brush kit, and I put some NYX glitter glue on there and cut my lid. Okay, then I'm just going to take what is left on that last smaller, more detail oriented brush and just get rid of some of that tackiness on the very outer edge, just so that my shimmer can really blend easier. Then go right back into that brush that I used to cut my lid, and I'm going to go into the dark like black shimmery shade. I don't tend to use these types of shades very often. Got a little bit of fallout, I think, but I think it fell right off my face, so that works. But I think these are really cool shadows if you want something to go more dark, whether it's because you want to do a full-on smoky eye, or if you just want to darken up your look. Very similar to today, how it's not necessarily smoky eye. If it was, I would have went with more blacks and grays and all of that jazz. I did want to have color in there, but I thought it would be really cool to combine these two shades and to truly see if there's any kind of purple slight like shimmer or anything in this lid shadow, which you see there pretty much isn't. It's pretty much just a black shimmer, but I really like how it came out. If I was being me, and I may go ahead and do it, I would add just a little bit of black in that outer V, just to add a little bit of depth and just to kind of balance this whole kit and caboodle. But as of right now, this is kind of only with the palette. Then I'm going to take a really small blending brush, and I've been enjoying using shades like, or brushes like this for my inner corner, and I'm going to go into the pink shimmer, and this is going to be my inner corner highlight today. And using a fluffy brush like this just allows that inner corner to really be like applied, but also blended in the same motion. You don't really have to stress over it. And sometimes I find that I just don't take the time to blend out that inner corner correctly. So that's pretty much the look. If I was sticking with the palette, I think now that I've said it, I am actually going to pull my kind of de facto black that I have, and I am just going to add some black in my outer V. I think it would really just pull this whole thing together. So I'm going to do that on both eyes really quickly, and then I will come back with that done, eyeliner and mascara. I'll throw something on my lips as well so you guys can see a full finished look. And I also need to figure out what I'm doing with my hair today. So fun. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. And like I said, this is the finished look for my 3 looks 1 palette, and the final look for my 3 looks 1 palette. And what I must say is that, as I found with all of the palettes that I have picked up from not only this brand that this influencer has made, Angeshcka, I find that there's always so much diversity and so much variety that you can come up with so many different looks. I can envision making more detailed and creative looks that I would more so like to feature on my Instagram, especially really highlighting this shade as like a lid color and then maybe slowly blending out with other shadows. I can just envision that right now, and I'm really excited and hopeful to be able to get some of those done for you all, and for me, I'm always intrigued as well. I don't find that there is anything in this palette that is blaringly bad in formulation. To me, all of the mattes and shimmers are really good. I really like how these last on my eyes. Even when I did my all matte look yesterday, it lasted throughout my full work day. There was no breakup, there was no damage from my oily lids, and I do have oily lids, and that's really impressive, especially for the fact that I'm actually currently using a concealer to prime my eyes, and I don't find that concealers really do as well of a job as a legitimate eyeshadow primer. So for me, that is really, really nice. I am really, really loving this shade. This is one of my favorite shades. Honestly, these two are really, really unique when it comes to metallics. Of course, I love the grungy greens. You guys know that. Probably this shade up here in the corner is probably my favorite of the grungy greens in general. And once again, like I said, I'm really, really pleasantly surprised that Rebirth actually works on me. Even the fact that Wolf actually has a slight green undertone, so it really works with these greens, even though it may appear to be a neutral. So even if you are somebody, like I said with my look yesterday, that really is not a huge fan of colorful eye looks, I think that pulls off really, really neutral in a colorful way. And so overall, I just am really, really happy that I picked up this palette. I would like to play with it at least 1 to 2 more times before I do a full-on review. I still do plan to do a roundup of all of my latest palettes. I just haven't hit the threshold. I like to wait until I hit 10 eyeshadow palettes until I do a review. So until I get to that point, I'm just kind of building palettes, experiencing more palettes, and using what I already have type situation. But overall, really, really happy with this. I'm really happy with all the looks that I was able to accomplish in this video. Let me know what your favorite look is. Let me know if you picked this palette up. If you didn't, I would really, really love to hear. And I think that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to look for my first video with this palette. I will have that link down below. In that video, I did swatches, comparisons, and I did a tutorial as well. So hopefully I was able to give you guys a wide variety throughout now the 4 tutorials on my channel featuring this palette. So that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one, which will most likely be tomorrow. Okay guys, bye.